Okay, good evening everyone. Let me just add something to the shop a moment. I'm going to pin up. Okay, so that deal, guys, is going to last you until 55 minutes at the end of this broadcast. That is when the deal the price is going to change. So, right, that's pinned up. Right, let's just mirror the camera, guys. Mirror video. There we go. So I've got you in a different position tonight, guys. So I want to thank, first of all, thank you to everyone watching on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, I'll give it a minute or so, and then I'm going to make a start. This is what I'm making tonight, guys. Ooh, I don't know if my green beans are all right to use, but can you all see that? That's what we're doing tonight. So I'll show you again in just a moment. Right, first of all I'm going to put on my kettle because I need some hot water. Where is it? Just we'll wait another minute or two before we make a start. So hopefully we're well. I don't usually come on a Sunday. So I'm going to show you some products. I'm going to make the food, and if you want anything, links down below, down there somewhere. Including, we've got the digital spoon, which I'm going to be using, the vegetable chopper, which is here. What else am I going to be using? I think that's it, guys, for now. That's it. So, first things first, what am I cooking tonight? So I'm going to be making a beef rendang. So this is the beef rendang. I'll go through the ingredients, what you're going to need. So you need 120 grams of basmati rice, 250 grams of rump steak cut into strips, 1 small onion, 200 millilitres of coconut milk, potatoes, 100 grams of green beans, and that's pretty much, and the flavour pots, which you can get here. Okay, so let's make a start then. First thing I'm going to do is just weigh out my rice. Well, actually, I'll show you the quicker way to do it. No, actually, what I'm going to do first is, let's do this first. So we're going to get a saucepan, we're going to get some basmati rice, and we're going to weigh this out using the digital spoon. So I need how much? 120 grams. So I think it was Susanna that said to me about how much water to put. It does actually say on the pack. So if you are wanting to do your own rice, 75 grams of rice, and you need, I do need to rinse this first as well. So yeah, add rice to a large pan of boiling water and return to the boil. Stir, then reduce the heat. Cover, simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. Never tells you exactly how much water to put in though. Anyway, so let's use the digital spoon scale then. So you can get these in different colours. I've got a load of different colours. So switch it on. What I like to do is once it comes on and it says 0, I like to hold it and then I'll put it into the pack. So, right, and press hold. Is that in grams? Yes it is. So we're going to go in there with the spoon. So if you're weighing it exactly to the spoon, because some people are like, well, just weigh the spoon and then you know exactly how much you've got. We're going to press the hold button. It's exactly about 33 grams. So I'll put 33 grams in there. I'll get another one. $33, $36 this time. So what's that? 60. That's about 70, isn't it? And then we need an extra 5 grams. Let's a little bit of that out. Okay, extra 5. So there's 75 grams of rice. And I'm going to do another lot. So again, you can just let it get to 0. Press the hold button. Go in. And I know exactly, like, that is 35 grams. Okay, that one's 40 grams this time. 40 and another 35, which is exact to how much it was when it was level. I'm going to say 35, 34 grams. There you go. So I really advise to get one of these guys because they're really good. Just going to turn it off by holding it down, and then you can pull this off, and then you can get rid of it. Well, not get rid of it, just clean it. Okay, that's one thing I just need to quickly do. Patience coming through. Right, so that's the digital spoon. I'll leave it there. If anyone wants to know more about it, I will go through it in more detail. So we'll put the rice away. We'll just quickly rinse this off. So 1 second. So I'm just going to put it in some water. I'll get a strainer. A sieve, should I say, a sieve, not a strainer. And just empty that. Did you know, guys, did you know with those sieves, did you know we've been doing it all wrong all these years? What you're meant to do is you put your sieve on the top and then the water comes through the sieve rather than you putting the actual saucepan into the sieve. So you put your, like, imagine this is a big saucepan, a big sieve. You put it on like that, there's the camera, like that, and then you drain it. So imagine it goes on the top. And that's how you're meant to use the sieve. You don't use it like the opposite way. It sounds weird, but it's true. Right, so I've just rinsed that off. Now I'm going to put some hot boiling water in here because I want to get this simmered and cooked. Because it always takes, even though it's the quickest thing, it does always seems to be the last thing that I do. So I'm going to get that boiling, even though it's in boiling water. Right, so I'm going to get that on the stove. I'll bring the camera around shortly. Right, so we're going to get that boiling. Okay, next thing then we're going to do is, I've already cut up the steak. So I'm going to open up this box. Actually, know what we'll do. Make up my mind. We're going to do the onion. We need an onion chopped up. So as you know, this is the vegetable slicer, which you'll have all seen on TikTok. If you've not got one yet, links down below. And I think we're going to use it needs to be finely chopped. So I'm going to take this big part out and we're going to put the little part in. It comes with like a little container with blades that you can use in the top to do thin slices for chips and all sorts of different vegetables. Although just be careful if you're going to use vegetables, including potatoes, use room temperature vegetables, because a lot of you are going to be very disappointed one day when all your blades break. I'm not saying it's going to happen yet, but the more you use it on harder vegetables, that blade's going to slowly start to, break. And you've got a nice little container here. So if you're doing chips or anything soft, you can just lift them out of some water. So let's do the onion. Now I do need to still cut up the onion. You might say, why you need to cut up an onion? Because it's got a skin on. So I'm going to just cut this. Just take off the root. Now you're probably going to say, why are you using a bread knife to cut your onions? I love a knife that has got a good edge on it. That's good to cut through. So I'm just going to take this skin off. This is the quick way to do an onion. Now, yeah, you could go around it and start cutting everything and cutting into little pieces, but we're going to use the gadget tonight. Okay, get rid of the skins. I do need to still cut this up just to make it a little bit smaller. And the reason I used to cut up the onions really small was because with my other dicer that I used to use when on the cooking stream, it never fit into the actual chopper onto the blade. So here we go then. You can't see this very well. I'm just going to bring this down. Oh, what's in there? Oh, that is the actual onions. It's just that they're on the other side of the box. So we're going to slot this on like this. Are you ready? Make sure it's on properly. Make sure it's on a level surface. Are you ready then? Let's do the cutting action. What I like to do is put the skin side down. 3, 2, 1. Let's move these out of the way as well. Ready? And then when you do the next one, it'll push the rest of that one down. 3, 2, 1. So I think these are going to be very popular for gifts for Christmas. If you've not got if you don't have one, then make sure you do buy one. You don't have to put the skin down, it just helps it a little bit. They're really good. You see how quick that didn't take very long, did it, guys, to cut up? And they're all evenly cut, so they'll all cook at the same time. So that's the only thing I'm going to be using it for tonight, guys. I don't have anything else to use it for. So what I'm going to now do is bring you across to the other side of the kitchen, I think, and we're going to then start. I'm going to heat up the pan actually, because I've got a few other little things to show you. So come with me. I'm going to take you over here, pop you into my tripod like so. There we go. You can all see me now. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to heat up some oil. Now this is another little gadget that you can buy. I'm just going to pin it up. This is the oil spritzer, and it is current. If you don't have one of these, say if you've got an air fryer, or you just want to use less oil in your cooking to make it healthy, then you need one of these. You can get them in black or white, and they are really good. So you can I'll just lift it up so you can see what the oil looks like. It comes with a little plastic suction thing, and that's what it looks like underneath. You slot it on like that. It just twists in place, just like that. So I'm going to, if you've not got one of these, the link's down below. Press the buy button, guys. And I'm just going to spin this down. I hope it's going to hold. I moved the tripod a bit, and all we're going to do is squeeze this into the. Are you ready? Are you watching? 3, 2, 1. There's 2 little sprays. Did you see that, guys? Did you see the 2? I think it's 2. It looked like 2, but it's actually 1. But there you go. That's enough. That's all I can do. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till next time. So yeah, if you want one of these, they're really good, and they don't. I think they fill. I think it's 250 milliliters. Might be more than that actually. But right, do you want to see the steak? Here's the steak. This is a really good position. I cut up the steak, 2 pieces of rump steak, and this is going to go into the pan. Okay, so I'll just pop that to one side for now. I do also need to boil some potatoes as well. So I've got some new potatoes with this, because I'm going to use small new potatoes. So do I put that in? I'm just wondering how best to do that. I'll have to get another pan out. Okay, a little pan out. I'll get that steak out in just a second. I'm gonna. Oh, there's a fly in this kitchen. I just hate when flies are about. Right, so we're gonna get the new potatoes. How many new potatoes do I need? I need 6 new potatoes. It's only 6. What, small ones or little ones? Anyway, I'll cook them all off and then I can put them into the dish. Right, so we'll get a tin opener. Get a tin or a can opener. I'm going to cook this in the. You can't see what I'm doing just yet, but I'm going to cook them in the water that it comes in. And sometimes tinned potatoes actually taste really good. If you're in a rush, or if say you've used a lot of potatoes for making all them chips using the mandolin, that's the reason why I don't have any. So potatoes here. Let's pour these in. Good, that's not switched on. There you go. And I'm just going to put them on the stove. They're going to cook along. Okay. While that's heating up, I'm going to look at the recipe card. Okay, so what we're going to do, so we've cooked the rice according to pack instructions. We're going to boil the new potatoes until almost tender. These don't take long, only about 10 minutes. And then we're going to add in the green beans. I don't even know if I've got any green beans left. Have a look. Ah, yes, I do. I thought I'd used all the green beans for when I did, I think I did another steak dish, and instead of using asparagus, it was the Japanese steak that I did. But instead of using the Japanese... Oh, actually, they've gone a bit of a funny colour, haven't they? Oh, do you think I'll get away with them? What's the date on them? Some of them are alright. Let me just check the ones that are... Actually, they're okay. I'll just give them a quick rinse, though. Always rinse your vegetables before you start. So let me know in the comments, where's everyone joining from? Where's everyone watching from? Where are you coming in from? So I'm not going to use loads of green beans. It just asks for 100 grams. 100 grams. Just put them to one side. The rice is simmering away, which is good. And the oil's heating up. So let me know where you're coming in from, everybody. Don't usually come on a Sunday, so... Well, I used to do. I used to come on every night of the week, but I thought with me not coming on cooking on Friday night and yesterday, I thought I'd jump on a Sunday. So right, so I think that's ready. What we're going to do then is we're going to start with the beef strips. So we're going to get these beef strips in. Okay, so just, is that nice and hot yet? Okay, it's starting to heat up. Here you go, you can hear it sizzling. Oh, I forgot to do something. Little tip for you. Get a paper towel and dampen your meat. That'll give a better... Try and dampen your meat if you can. Especially if it's just defrosted. That way you're not steaming your meat instead. I don't know about you, but I prefer more meat in my actual food than, you know, like if you buy a load of meat and you're not using it, use it all up rather than keeping it to one side. Otherwise you won't end up using it, it'll go off and then you waste it a load of food. So always use up what you've got if you're not planning on cooking anything else. So I'm just going to use a wooden spoon, get all that meat in there. Okay, it's a good view, isn't it? It's not a bad view actually, that. I'm glad I've moved the camera tripod. I'm not going to move the tripod off though, because every time I move it and I have to put it back on my cupboard, it's a selfie stick tripod. I actually have it in the shop if you want to have a look. Let me just see if I can find it. I think I hid it because I had another tripod. But if you do want one of these selfie sticks, if you're doing cooking, just add it. Let's just search. The only problem is just make sure if you've got a load of steam coming up. Oh, there we go, I found it. Only $3.99 actually. There we go. I'm just gonna pin it up. I just had it. Whenever I add something to the shop, it always ends up at the bottom. Why does it do that? Why can't it go to the top? Always goes to the bottom. There we go, I've just found it. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing, that's why. I was in the wrong one. Is it at the top? Sorry, you can't see this, but I'm just chatting to myself. There we go. That's the tripod, guys. Okay. Now, when it starts to give off a lot of fat, make sure you run it off and use a paper towel to get off all that meat, all the fat, and any excess oil that you don't want. And remember, try not to... Oh, there's a fly in this kitchen. Come away, fly. So... Right, let's see who's watching then. So we've got Jensen here. Welcome, Jensen. And we've also got David. Welcome, David. Let me know where you're coming in from. I know there's a few others still going to join us. I might be doing other things because it is a Sunday. But what I do is I do download the videos and I do upload them. can see the broadcast. It's usually sped up. So this is just steak mince, not steak mince, beef steak. And the actual dish is called Rendang. It's called a Rendang. So this is hopefully what it's going to look like. It's called a Rendang. It smells really good, by the way. Oh, I think the rice might be done. Let's just keep moving the steak around so it cooks evenly. And then I think what we're going to be doing is... Okay, it just says lightly brown them. Just says lightly brown them, so we're not cooking them for too long. Just lightly brown them, it says. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Any questions? Let me know in the comments. Right, let's get another spoon for the rice. I normally put a lid over the rice, but I'm not. I've done that today because I usually end up leaving it for too long. It doesn't cook. It cooks, but it kind of overcooks. Or it not burns my pan, but you know when it's been on too long. But if you follow the instructions, 11 minutes is perfect. So, right. I'm just going to lightly brown these. Are we taking these out? Let's find out. Yeah, then remove and keep aside. So I will need a bowl. Because we're not adding any spice to this, another good tip for you is to get a paper towel. So get 2 paper towels like this, 2 squares. I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, and then we're just going to put it into the bowl. So when we take out the meat, it will absorb all that fat that we don't need in the pan. Okay, so it's a bit dark in this kitchen today. I think we'll do some rain. It did rain a little bit earlier, not heavy rain, just a little bit of rain. So we're just going to lightly brown these. I think my rice is nearly done. Let's stir the rice. And turn this off, put a lid over it and just let it rest. Just like that. Definitely absorbed all that water. That's it. Just going to give another 2 more minutes on that. Right, guys. Oh, thank you for the likes. Thank you, everyone. So you see all this here. I don't know if you can see it in the pan. It's see all that. We need to drain that off. So again, get another paper towel. We don't want that without onions because. So the best thing to do is, you've got some tongs. I do have somewhere. Yes, there we are. I wonder where they were. Just get in there with the tongs, and you can just. Get all the juice and that oil, just absorb it. You don't need it in the pan. Like that. Never put that into your bin. Make sure you put it on in a sink and then bin it when it's cooled down, but never also put it down your sink. Right, so this is nearly done. There's a few little pieces there, just on a little bit extra time, so I'll happily I can just start to take them out. I'm going to give it another minute. Just check my rice. Yeah, rice is done, so I'll turn that off. So that's the rice. Put that to one side. Okay, one moment, guys. Right, so we're getting there slowly. We're getting there. Potatoes are... Now with these new potatoes from a tin, you don't want to overboil them. So you just want to let them, if it starts to boil, then they're ready to be taken out. Or just turned off. In fact, I'm going to turn that off now because I don't need it boiling. So I try and use boiling, well, try and use boiling water. But that was actually needed to still boil. Okay, so just mix all that together. It's starting to go brown now, so I'm going to give it another few more minutes. So, hello Chiffy, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So this is steak meat. Right, I'm going to take these out now actually, because I want to get the onions on. And we'll be returning these back to the pan. So get them on that paper towel. It'll absorb the rest of that oil that you don't need. And then what we're going to do is add in the onions next that we use the vegetable slicer for. So, and hopefully you take away from my broadcast, my lives, that food not only can taste good, but healthy food, fresh food, using good, quality kitchen equipment. So just take all them out. Okay, so there's a little bit in there, that's fine, we don't need to worry too much about that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the onions. So we've got our quick slicer here, the dicer, so we're going to get these in. So add all these into the pan. That will be chopped up. The smell of coming off this pan, it smells so good. Right, let's get a spoon, get them in there. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. So again, we're using our spritzer. So lightly spray, that's it, you don't need any more than that. And we're going to start to fry off these onions. I find the centre of the pan is always the hottest, so I'm just going to leave them. I'm going to put a lid over the rice so it stays nice and warm. Right, I'll just lift the camera up. So, hey everyone! So if you're just wondering, you just come into the broadcast, this is what we're making tonight. It's called a beef rendang, and it's got a rice, steak strips, onions. We're going to be using some coconut milk. We've got the new potatoes, the green beans, which I'm going to add into the potatoes, if that's what it says to do. And then and we've also got the flavour pot, so we've got garlic, rendang paste, and a rendang garnish. So, yeah, spin your back round because you don't want to see me. You want to see the food cooking away. So I've just added a little bit of oil, as I say, into the onions. And the onions need to cook for approximately 2 minutes. So we're going to start to add the garlic paste in now. So let's find our flavour pot. It smells so good. We've got the garlic paste here. That's our first flavour pot we're going to add. You get a little teaspoon. So this is garlic paste, guys, so we're going to add this in. It don't come off, I use the edge. Now always scrape it out, don't waste any because that's where all that flavour is. And we're just going to slowly add it into the onions. It all cooks. There's even actually some left on the plastic, so always get everything off that you need. So just mix all that garlic paste into the onions. Make sure it's all in the centre of your pan as well. I find that's the hottest part. And you might notice the pan as well has like, you see there's like, it does look burnt. It's not burnt. That's where all the flavour is. And when we add our liquid later on, it'll bring out so much flavour into this dish. Right. Again, there's still a little bit left. I'm going to make sure I get it all out. Drop it in. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had a rendang. This is the first. I've done lots of curries before, but I've never actually had this curry. So I love though curries from Asia. Asian curries I find are some of the best curries that I've ever had in my life. So that's cooking nicely. Right, we're also going to now add in the rendang paste, and we need a splash of water. So how much water do we need? Just a splash. So let's add in the rendang paste. So rendang paste. Hey Kevin, good to see you. Oh, this smells so nice. And I've lost my other spoon. Let's get the other spoon back. So we're adding the rendang paste in now. So just drop it in. You're probably all going to ask me now, what is a rendang paste? I just follow the steps, but I actually don't know what it is. I will find out though. So we're going to add that in. And we're going to add a splash of water, it says. So a splash. Just like that. Or just like that. Depending on how big your pan is. And we're going to mix all this in. And you see how all that flavour's lifting off. Turn your pan down if it gets too hot. Just mixing all that paste into the onions, creating that nice sauce and all that flavour. Lift up all that flavour off the pan and bring it all together. Because it smells so good. So the rice is cooked. We've got our base. So this is the part of the curry. Next thing then we're going to do is, so we're just going to leave it for 2 minutes. Just making sure my green beans are starting to soften a bit. I'm actually going to turn that potatoes back on actually. Don't have to have potatoes with this. Right, the next thing then is we're going to add in some coconut milk. We need 200 millilitres of coconut milk. Okay, so it's half this amount. Just give it a shake. I think I'm going to serve this with some naan bread. You're not really meant to have it with Asian food, but I just like a naan bread. So I've got 400 milliliters, so I'm going to add in the coconut milk. So 200. Okay, that's enough. So add in our coconut milk. And this is a base for any curry. Your onions, your garlic paste, whatever paste you need. And it's a spicy paste or a mild paste. It's usually what has all the flavour in. Then you're going to add your coconut milk. Look at that, guys. That'll look amazing. Obviously fry your meat off. But if you don't want meat, you can use chicken, but obviously instead of beef, but you probably use tofu. What do we think, guys? Okay, we need to add a little bit more water if it gets too dry, but I'm going to do that anyway. Okay, so just keep mixing all that in. And then we return the beef. It says if you cook some veg, add it to the curry now and then cook for 1 minute. Now, I'm going to get my green beans in, but I need to cut the ends off of these. Just lost my scissors. I'm always losing things in this kitchen. I use things, I put stuff down, and then I can never find it. I'll just use normal scissors. So what was I doing? Cutting off the green beans. Just because I want these to... I'm going to cut them a bit smaller actually. I'm going to add these in. I don't then have to use too many of them. So you could use big green beans, small green beans. The reason I'm cutting them is because a lot of them are not softened. They've been in some water with the potatoes, but if I cut them small, I'm hoping that they will soften a little bit quicker. And then I'm going to add the potatoes as well. So it's a really good dish, this, if you've got any leftovers. I should keep stirring this. What do we think, guys? I think I'm not going to add any more in them. Yeah, I don't need all the potatoes either. Oops, one's just fallen on the floor. I won't be having that one. And don't forget, guys, if you're new to the channel, oops, oh, I've dropped that one in. This is what happens. Just snip, 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 snip. It smells. Oh, I just had a little taste of that. I suppose that's a good thing about green beans. You can cut them and then use your finger. Just easily pick them out of the saucepan. So we should add in the potatoes, I think. Do we have to cut the potatoes up? Yeah, I need to add in the potatoes. So I might have to cut these up as well. Unless you have them on the side. Boiled in potatoes. Yeah, I'm just going to break these up. Oh, don't drop, don't drop. 1 second. That's it. Actually, I'll just put them all in. It says 6. It says 6 new potatoes. So, if you're wondering what I'm cooking, guys, it's called a rendang. Rendang. I think that's enough. Right. So we're going to add the meat in. Let's add the meat back in as well. It's quite a lot of meat to add in. I will need to stir this as well. There's a different type of curry. It's got your potatoes in and then your vegetables. You could use chicken instead of beef. This is steak. We've already fried this off. For those that have not already seen. Just getting it all in there. But actually I don't need any more than that. And give it a stir. That's what I was meant to do. Onions in there as well. Look at that, guys. I need to cut that potato up. This smells incredible. And we've still got some garnish to add to this as well. Cut that potato. I just prefer cut up potatoes, and then I know if they're then cooked in the middle or boiled in the middle. Well, they are cooked. That steak is beautiful. And then we're going to have this with some rice. So there's potatoes and rice in this. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So you see all that fat that came off the beef. That's why it's important to use a paper towel. Right, the last thing we need to do then is add in this garnish. So we've got some Rendang garnish going in here. Hello Jess, good to see you. So I'll add the Rendang garnish to this. What I'm going to do is I'll post this up as a replay, okay? So you'll be able to see how this was made. It's really simple. So this is a garnish. Right, you wanted to know what was in that. In those ingredients. So we've got in the garlic paste, obviously garlic powder, water, garlic extract, white wine vinegar. The rendang paste was ground spices, so cumin, ginger, coriander, cloves, cayenne, fennel, all your spices, syrup, sugar, garlic powder, turmeric. Your rendang garnish is your coconut, crushed chilli, coriander leaves and sunflower oil. There we go. This, it actually kind of reminds me of a stew. But this smells so nice. I'm going to have this with the rice. Shall I have a little taste? I think I should do a taste test. Well, I will be doing it shortly, but... What do we think? Ah, thanks Jess. Good to see you. So I think that's nearly done. As I say, everything's boiled. The potatoes were already, you know, parboiled because they came out from a tin rather than, and they don't take too long to cook. And everything else was pretty much easy. So it's quite a quick recipe, this. And we added in them green beans as well. So I'm going to turn this off and we're going to start to serve. So, get 2 plates. This is the best part. This is the best part of the job. Is serving, tasting. Oh yes. So actually, yeah, do I put the rice in first? It looks like we have the rice first. Oh, this just looks amazing. I love this recipe kit. Right, I need a big spoon and I've lost my big spoon. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the rice. I'll just mash it up. You know what rice is like when it's cooked. It goes all not dry, but just all clumps together, doesn't it? So you've got to get in there with a fork. And how much rice do you have? Because, well, we weighed it out. 75 grams per portion is enough. I think any more than that is too much. But don't get me wrong, I love rice. And whenever you go to a restaurant in England and you might say to them, could I have a bit more rice, please? They'll kindly give you some. They'll give you extra rice. So there's the rice. And let's now put on this. I need like a big ladle or something, don't I? I'm gonna get in there with the steak. Look at this, guys. Oh. Tell you what would also work with this, peppers. Peppers. There's onions in here, but peppers. Yeah, you want to get that sauce. Get all that sauce on there, look. What do we think? Some more of those potatoes on. Look at that, guys. Oh, I'm slanted, aren't I? I'm slanted. That's better. So that is one dish. Just look at that. Beautiful. Mwah. There you go. So that's one done. I'm going to do a second one. So again, same thing, but with the rice. Without trying to burn myself. Again, just joining, welcome in. Hey, is that KD? Hey KD, good to see you. Alright, get all that rice. Just going to put that down a minute because I need to scrape the rest out. I'm in two minds whether to do a naan bread. I can put it in the air fryer for a couple of minutes. Right, let's get this in. So again, we've got the beef in that onions curry sauce. We've got the potatoes. We've got the green beans, which I snipped up. Why did I snip them up? Was because they didn't boil or soften quick enough with the potatoes. But the most important thing, a lot of people don't do this, is make sure you get the sauce, because that's going to fall right onto the rice. I know I'm making you hungry, guys, I know, and I'm drooling looking at this, and I've not even tasted it yet. But yeah, look, that's what you want on the top. I'm going to do the same to the other one, to make sure there's plenty of sauce and it's not too dry, because that will fall down to the rice. There we go, this was the first one. Look at that. Oh, thanks Tony for the awards, thanks for the rose and the TikTok. So yeah, when you think like steak, you think, oh, I love steak. But when you think of steak in a curry sauce with onions and all that flavour and potatoes and this is what you get, and the rice. Look at that, guys. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm going to do a taste test in just a second. So bear with me just 1 second. Food. So let's do the taste test then. So I think you're going to give this a 10. I think you've already given this a 10. So I've never had this one before. It's a first for me. So I'm going to go in first of all with the steak with the onions. Here we go. It's very hot. Okay, I thought it was going to be quite spicy, but that's not really that spicy, but it's got a bit of a kick to it. Let's check the green beans. So I cut those up so they soften a little bit quicker. Oh, they're nice and crunchy anyway, so perfect. And the potatoes, it's got a nice kick to it, but it's not as, it's a little bit spicy. Oh, thank you G-Shine, thank you. So yeah, this is the, I forgot what it's called now, Rendang. Oh my gosh, this is good. It reminds me of like a potato curry, but it's got plenty of steak in there, and like a pea and potato curry. Curries, the rice is cooked perfectly. The sauce is perfect. I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to go finish this off, guys. So thank you so much for joining. Don't forget, if you want any of the things, click the shop icons somewhere down below. And there is a link on my link tree. If you want to try this yourself, if you're in the UK, go to my link tree on my profile, tap it, go to where it says SimplyCook. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye. Oh, thank you for the hand wave. See you soon, guys. Bye.